Hey, creative friends. I had a viewer ask a question about how to get a breast cancer awareness ribbon downloaded so that she could send it to her printer and print on a mask. I thought that was a great idea. I from different websites. I've never tried the breast cancer awareness ribbon or any of those ribbon awareness images, but so I'm going to try that and see if I can get it to work. Every device is going to be different, and so I'm using an Android phone, and so I'm going to go to Google and just do a search. And as we scroll down, again, these websites are full of ads, so be very, very careful. Like this install and is probably an install for whatever this ad is for. And then as we scroll down, now we can see our images. And it looks like these were the first two that showed up on Google. These first two images here, I like both of them. So I'm going to click on this first one and we'll see what happens. And that took us to their clip art library. Again, be careful that open may not be for the actual image. There might be a different download somewhere. And this install button right here would go with Audible, this ad. So see what's there so I can be very careful. Yes, so now this download button in red is probably what goes with the image. So I'm going to try that. And then this is an ad that looks like it popped up, and so there's an X at the top right. I'm going to close that and see what happens. All right, and it looks like it took us to just a website with this image. Now, I'm not sure from here. I've got some buttons up here at the top right. I'm going to see if one of these will, let's see. Let me try some. Oh, here it is. It's this arrow right up here. So I'm going to click on this arrow and that should do the download for me. Yes, it looked like that worked. And sometimes the names of the files will not be very intuitive, but that's okay. I'm going to close that X and then I'm going to go back and we're going to try doing two of these ribbons. I like let's see, I'm going all the way back up to the top. I can go back one more level. And I'm going to get this second one too, just so we can experiment with both. And so I clicked on it. Again, just be careful what you click on after that. This particular website that I'm on, it was the will get us to the clip art. And that one looks like it just did a direct download. Yes, and so I see that it has a different name. All right, now from here, I am then going to try to go to my Create app for the Colop printer. Let's see, so Colop E-Mark printer. And I've got an icon. Let's see if I can find it for here it is in the bottom right hand corner. Here is my icon for Colop E-Mark Create. And we'll give this a few seconds to open. Now my printer is not turned on, and that's okay. I can still use the app without the printer being turned on. And again, on my mobile device, I get this warning about the Wi-Fi signals. I just hit cancel. And again, I'm not going to worry about connecting to the printer. I can still work with that image, whether I'm connected to the printer or not. And so I'm going to go to this main menu to My Imprints. And from here, I will just find one and get a duplicate of it. and then I'm going to tell it to edit the duplicate, and I'll click OK for that. And then I'm going to delete what was already there. Again, I've just had trouble saving images directly, and so I will go to an existing image and delete it, and then open it, and then it will let me save it. So now again, we've got 2 images that we have downloaded, and we're going to see if we can bring one in at a time. So I'm going to click on Add to Image to Photo. Even though we downloaded it as a clip art, it most likely will go show up as a photo. And so now I see it both in downloads and in photos. So I'm just going to go to my download category, and this should be one of them. I don't know why I don't see both of them, but this looks like the first one that we tried, and it did bring it in, and it sized it nicely. And so I think that's going to look perfect. All right, and so I will click on Save so that we will have that. And it says imprint saved. If we go back, we should see that now show up as a part of my imprint. So back at the top here, I see it as a part of my imprint. All right, now I'm going to duplicate this one. And then I'm going to edit this duplicate. And I'm going to get rid of it. Just, again, I won't mess up the one we've already saved. But we're going to delete this duplicate. And then I'm going to go back to Add to see if that second image was saved somewhere. So I went to Add to Image. And I'm still going to try Photo. But for some reason, it's not showing up in my downloads. If I go look at photos, yeah, it's not there as well. So that second image that we downloaded is not there. It only has the one. So I'm not sure why I don't have both to choose. I think if I had downloaded and then added to the Create app and then gone back and downloaded, I could then add the second one. I'm really not sure. And it's not under camera either. And I don't think it would be under any of these other categories. So, okay, so we know we've got one of them, and it was the pink one. I'm going to close out of my app, and I'm going to go back to these clip arts. And this is the one that it didn't get yet. So now I've already downloaded it, but I'm just going to go through the motions and download it again. And it asked me, do you want to download it again? I'm going to go ahead and say download. And then once it finishes, sometimes I've noticed you can actually click on the file and it will open in our Create app by default. That time it did not, but all right, so we know we have that file. It has an open with up here at the top right, so I'm going to try that. And then it gives me an option of which app I want to open it with. So I'm going to try opening it with our E-Mark Create app. So I was just going to test to see if we could get both ribbons to work. So we'll see what happens here. Oh, it does look like it. Oh no, that was my duplicate that I had. It doesn't look like that one worked. You know, and it might have been it wasn't a compatible file. So we'll go back and look at that too. So sometimes you have to be careful there's different versions of files for images. So they can be JPEGs or PNG files or GIF files or bitmap files. So this, I'm not sure which files this app supports. So that may be why we couldn't see the second loaded. And if I click on clip art, of course, those are the ones that come with our system. So it's not under clip art. I'm going to go back to photo. Yeah, it's still just not showing up there. That's interesting. Let me see what kind of file this is, if it tells us on this website. Oh. Alright, yeah, and this is definitely a personal use only file. It says it's a JPEG, JPG for JPEG, which I thought that was a file type that our printers did work with. I'm gonna go back and this one did work with no problem. And this could just be something on my phone that's, oh, you know what? That one is a PNG file. That has something to do with it. Maybe the PNGs are supported and JPEGs are not. Huh. All right, I'm going to research that a little bit and see if our printers will work with a JPEG. But we know for sure that we did get it to open the PNG file. So now I'm going to go over to my and we're going to send this image to the printer and we'll take a look at what it looks like. Now, I have a couple of copies it looks like now on my list. They're all the same image. It really doesn't matter, but I'm going to click on one. I'm just going to make sure I'm not doing continual printing. And let's see, I'm going to just turn that off temporarily. Or for this image, I'm going to turn that off. And then I'm going to turn my printer on. You'll hear it beep. And I'm going to go ahead and just try to send it to the printer straight away. All right, it says it's sending. It may not have connected to my printer quite yet. Let's see, I did not get a confirmation that it sent it. Let me try that again. Okay, that time I got the confirmation. All right, so it's been sent to my printer. I'm going to switch views and then we will test it and see what it looks like. Okay, and now we hear, I did send it to my printer and I've tested it a few times here already on my paper, and it's the first image that we've got that was pretty basic. I think I need to clean my printer head. It's leaving a line in my image, but I think that's just because mine needs to be cleaned. But if I can do this with, there you go. Sorry, I hope that's not making you dizzy. But it does work, and that's a nice image, and it was a what they call a PNG file. So those we know for sure will load to our Create app. So I just wanted to come back on and show you this website, emark.colop.com, and just to verify that information about the data files, because they do have that question here on their website. So if we go to the Colop E-Mark Create, again, there's two different devices, and so I have the Create device, and I'm using the Create app, and so they have some questions in here. And so one of their questions, which data files can be inserted for an imprint? Oops. Let me just click it once. There we go. And they do say, once this pops up, there it is. So which data files can be inserted for an imprint? And so they do say a PNG or a JPEG image, either one, would work. So I really don't know why that second image didn't work. It may be that it was too big. Again, we have to have small images for these printers, so it may have been that the image, that second clip art, was just too big to be able to load into the app. I have seen that happen before, so instead of telling you that the file's too large, it just doesn't import. So that could be a reason why that second clip art did not insert. So anyway, I hope this has been helpful for you, and let me know if you have any other questions. I'll try to research it and help you out if I can. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.